Hello again to all of my Go Red warriors. My name is Megan Austin. Some of you may remember me from the last 2 years when I spoke at Go Red for Women events. In case you haven't met me or you need a refresher, I have a rare heart condition, ARVC, and dilated cardiomyopathy. I found out that I have this disease 2 years ago, and after numerous tests and then eventually genetic testing, the diagnosis was made. Through this process, I have learned that I have the mutated DSP gene, and last year I had a defibrillator and pacemaker implanted in my chest to help prevent sudden cardiac arrest. Since I spoke last, a lot has happened in my life. I got engaged, I moved houses, became pregnant, and after 10 years of teaching 8th grade English, I began teaching kindergarten. Being pregnant with a heart condition during a pandemic was tricky and tiresome. I had to take extra precautions, including weekly visits to the doctor, strict isolation, and then eventually had to move in order to be close to the hospital if delivery arose. Through my pregnancy, I developed placenta previa, and my baby had IUGR, which stands for in utero growth restriction. This means that the placenta stopped providing nutrients to my baby while he was in the womb, therefore it put a halt on his growth. On the bright side, though, it was the first time that we received news that I was out of heart failure. It's the first time since my diagnosis. So with all of the cards stacked up, at 34 weeks pregnant, I delivered by C-section to a baby boy weighing 3 pounds, 15 ounces, whose name is Ireland. Immediately after delivery, my body began to crash from blood loss as a result of the placenta previa. My body temperature went down to 92 degrees, in which the hospital placed me in the ICU to monitor my heart because my defibrillator was turned off and arrhythmia kept increasing. The significant blood loss led to my drop in temperature, and my increase in arrhythmia was a result of my heart trying to keep up. However, pads were placed on my back prior to delivery in case I went into cardiac arrest after delivery. So I was in the ICU and my baby was in the NICU. During a pandemic, where no one besides my fiancé could come and visit either of us. As a result of my early delivery, my fiancé wasn't being able to be present for the birth, so my mom was in the delivery room with me and was granted 1 day after delivery with both myself and Ireland. It was a really stressful time. Recovery was rough at first as I was pretty weak, but being my warrior self, I came out of the ICU in 2 days and discharged from the hospital in 4. Ireland remained in the NICU for 3 weeks, and then we brought him home at 37 weeks, just under 5 pounds. It's important to note that my condition is genetic. So what does this mean for my children? Well, my oldest, Henry, does not carry my gene. However, through genetic testing that was done right after birth, we learned that Ireland does carry the same genes as I do. The DSP mutated gene. But that's okay. I thank God and my lucky stars that we're learning this now prior to his adolescence, where symptoms then first start to arise. Since the news of Ireland's diagnosis, he's had 2 echoes and is about to receive his first Holter monitor testing, and his heart is in great condition at 3 months old. Through everything I've gone through this past year, it's been family, friends, and creating a sense of community through Instagram that has helped me keep my attitude so upbeat. People from all over the world have connected with me whom also have ARVC, and I've been able to help out other men and women keeping a positive attitude with their disease. ARVC can be daunting and has the ability to mess with a person's emotional well-being, but when you have a team of warriors to reach out to, it doesn't seem so isolated and lonely having this disease. As I share information in my testimonial on Instagram, I share the importance of the American Heart Association and the Go Red for Women campaign, because the funding that is put into this organization is what keeps people like myself alive and continuing to have the best medicine and knowledge about this disease. Funding for new research gives hope to doctors, hospital workers, nurses, patients, and family members who are supporting their heart warriors. As always, it's a pleasure to speak with everyone about my disease, and I hope it's a story that you share with family, friends, and loved ones to help encourage others to go get their heart checked to check their children's heart if there's ever a question, because without these conversations and stories to share, us heart warriors aren't able to spread awareness like we're meant to do. Thank you.